when we do
Do we have a bell sound effect?
Oh, let me.
Justin, come on.
I know, dude. Yeah. There's so many options. There's so many.
One more.
Don't worry, guys.
I found it. Oh, that's a lame.
Justin is no Fred Norris, but maybe at some point he could be.
What do you want from me?
Well, thanks for that, Justin. Yeah. Next up, it is Iris from the Goo Goo Dolls.
That's a long fall. Good grief. There we go. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Justin's just waiting to usurp us all here.
That's right. The power is coming with age.
He's either waiting for us to age out of podcasting, or till one of us says something.
The One Geek channel, the One Geek podcast.
Max finally says the one thing that gets him canceled, and Justin's like, "Now's my chance."
Yeah, I've been waiting. I tried to warn you with that stupid bell thing, but you didn't want it.
The signs were there.
Yeah.
What is going on, everybody? It is the Three Geeks podcast. And that wasn't necessarily the bell one that you were pertaining to, but that's when you first invented the bell. So I'm like, these will fit well together. But how's everybody doing
bells
today?
In it.
Yeah.
Good.
Doing all right. Doing good. Feeling the 2025.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
I know what that means, Max, and I'm feeling it too, man. I am feeling it too. Friday was
it's meant
doozy.
for the past 6 years.
Yeah, doing good. I've missed you guys. I've on some adventures, some Floridian adventures, and I'm so happy to be back.
Any Florida Man notes? Anything Florida Man related?
No. It was pretty tame as far as Florida. Like, I don't even think that it would qualify for a Florida Man tag. It was just going down and hanging out with grandma. And, I did pour some concrete. I got to put my hands and stuff, some fresh concrete. Yeah. That was pretty fun. First time for that. So, it wasn't uneventful, but I don't know if we hit Florida Man tier events.
No gator wrestling?
Yeah. No gator. I don't wrestle gator. I don't box with gators. Okay, like there's no. I'm the stereotypical black man as far as that. Like I'm just gonna nope. I'm gonna get my ass as far away from the whatever as possible and call it a day.
It's awesome.
That is awesome.
I'm glad it was a good trip.
Yeah,
had fun. Oh, I almost died on the way back because of the snowstorm. So that was cool.
That's a good story.
Yeah, you guys hit storm. The snow hadn't even started here when you guys got home, or it had just started.
Oh no, it was the craziest thing. Because this when we hit Georgia or just getting out of Georgia, the storm started, but it was an ice storm down there, and so we're driving slow. We're just taking our time. Hit a slick patch. I'm doing the weave. Don't panic. Keep your hands on the wheels. Just keep trying to steady the car, and it worked out that time. So no, we did not end up trying to Fast and Furious ourselves into a semi. But due to my expert driving, it was a big deal. But that happened. But as soon as we hit Grove City, it was completely fine. It was the worst snow roads I've ever been on. Right up until we hit Grove City, and then it was just totally fine. It was the weirdest. It was like we had a force field.
You made it past the snow.
We're under the dome. Yeah, it was crazy.
Joining us tonight is future Golden Globe winner Peter Cohen. How you doing, buddy?
I like that it was Golden Globes and not Oscars. I mean,
I was like, yeah, what we say he's
I
doing.
gotta mix it up, man.
couldn't go full compliment, huh?
Golden Globes are a very respectable award, sir. It's
I'm not
it's
trashing
very
anybody. Sorry,
I'm
guys.
shooting for a Razzie someday. Yeah, sorry, good.
I was going for the fashionably late, almost unfashionably.
Oh, you nailed it, Peter. You
Yeah,
nailed it.
perfect.
Like, I was thinking about this when Jason told me you're coming on. I was like, oh man, we get a Peter. Like this is great. Since Deadpool, have a lot of people been like claiming you as their Peter?
Surprisingly, not enough. I think I've gotten maybe one.
Oh well, it's two now. We're claiming you as our Peter.
I'll take it. I will take it.
Everyone
Awesome.
loves Peter.
How you doing, buddy?
And I'm good. Considering everything around me and all the people, not to bring down the mood, but considering everything going on and all the people I know who are suffering, I'm doing just fine. And this is a worthy distraction, and
Yeah.
bring a little joy and distraction to me too.
My heart goes out to you and everyone out in LA right now. This shit's fucking crazy. I saw a picture of a fire tornado yesterday. It happened. Like, I was like, if there's some sharks in that motherfucker, like, we are officially in Armageddon.
I mean, I will not to be too light or too serious, but I will say that it is unlike anything I've ever seen. There was last night I was out late, and I'm very fortunate. Where I live seems to be the safest place still, between everything. But it does have an Armageddon feel. I was, I don't know if I'll be able to see this, but I was driving home and I stopped at the end of my block, and like I said, I'm very far away, very lucky, very fortunate. But this was the view at the end of my block.
Oh my
Wow.
It's still scary.
It was straight out of like Mordor coming to get me.
Yeah.
I mean, not me, because it's, luckily this is very far away, but I know, just trying to do what I can. I know people are doing more, but just, if you're not out here and you're not able to like go to a donation center or go volunteer, there are like a million GoFundMe's for people who've lost their homes, lost everything, and luckily everyone I know, it's amazing how people are just coming together and like supporting each other and showing up.
Yeah, but reach out to the Red Cross. I was going to say that too. And on February 1st, we're going to be doing some kind of a fundraiser as well. But yeah, anything you can do to help everybody in LA and Hollywood. This is not a political issue. It's a human issue. So help out if you can.
Yeah.
Fire fucking tornadoes, people. We need to stick together, okay? Fire tornadoes. Like,
yeah, it's serious.
I don't know what else to say. Anything else doesn't matter. We need to take care of each other, for sure.
And I will say Twisters was up there in my top 5. It was close to my top 5. Considered it. Right now, it's a little too.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just watched it for the first time. And what a fun movie that was. Glenn Powell and the lead girl, I don't know her name, I'm sorry, but they had really good chemistry. I really liked the movie quite a bit, more than I expected. And I at the end that there's not a big like romantic moment. And I guess there was filmed, but she asked them to cut it because she's like, it would be better if we don't see them get together at the end. Like, leave it.
Right.
Leave it to the sequel.
Yeah, I guess. I'd say more.
I actually watched. I heard about it. I don't know, more than a year ago. Like someone sent me the script, and I read the first few pages, and I was like, "Oh God!" Mostly jealousy, I think. And then I was like, "Really?" I love Bill Paxton, and I'm like, "We don't need to do this." And then I watched it on the plane to Monaco, and I loved it. I mean, it's not really a plane movie, but it was just a fun, classic, no politics, no opinions, just fun movies. You know, good entertainment.
I was surprised by Twisters. It's like there's no way I like this movie. You know, like Twister was. It was a spectacle when it came out, but it was a joke after that. And then, this one I was like, I don't know how they're gonna pull this off, and they pulled it off. Kudos to them.
They leaned into the ridiculous, but not so much so that it felt like a sci-fi movie. Like they walked that line very well, I thought.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I liked it. I was very entertained.
I think Glenn Powell is also just, ultimate man crush. And, just, I think he is the next 100% assured movie star, not being stuffed down our throats, not being forced. Like, I'm not going to name some names, but there's some people they're like, this is your next movie star. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Jack Courtney, Sam Worthington.
And he is not being forced. He is like all around talented. He can write too. Who would so I hate him. He's good looking.
He's a fucking Tom Brady. Like how do you get to be that good looking and that talented? It's not fair.
Not fair.
It's not fair.
And then you also like it. That's the worst part is you actually he's good looking. He's not like Tom Brady, who you get to hate. He's good looking, he's talented, and he's likable.
Oh well, yeah, no, triple fuck him then. At least Tom Brady's like a cheater. You can hate Tom Brady all day with good reason.
There you have it, folks. Max found a way to hate Glenn Powell.
We're gonna send him a clip of this episode.
He won the genetic lottery. And the man is gorgeous. Completely straight. Glenn Powell is my fucking hall pass. Okay,
dude. You ruined Falcon for me. I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now, but I was watching.
Mackie?
Yes, I was watching the Golden Globes, and his banter with Harrison Ford. I could just hear your rant from our panel that we had in my head as I'm watching. I'm like, yeah, he kind of isn't great at this acting banter, but.
For folks that haven't watched that video, Max spends the first 20 minutes of the panel just hating on Anthony Mackie, just going in
with good
for
reason.
A good amount of time.
The movie he made sucks, and he sucks. And again,
I like him in Hurt Locker.
He's
good in Hurt Locker.
I liked him in 8 Mile.
He was good in Hurt Locker. I'll give you. Okay.
And I think
he has 4 lines in 8 Mile.
I think he had. Was he in Half Nelson?
I've heard. Maybe.
No. Maybe.
I feel like he was in Half Nelson, and if he was in Half Nelson, he was amazing in Half Nelson.
Again, I can't take Hurt Locker away from him, and if he was good in Half Nelson, I haven't seen it. But that guy, I don't get it. And apparently, some people can pull it out of him. Most people can't.
Daniel Snow says Glenn is the one man besides Jordan Clooney I'd sleep with if I had to.
I would do it willingly. That's if I get the chance to.
Just fess up to the fact that you're curious.
I'm curious about Glenn Powell and George Clooney. Absolutely.
Who's not?
Gun to my head, if I had to sleep with somebody, I'd.
No, you don't have to pay me. You don't have to put the gun to my head. I'll do it.
Ryan Reynolds just has to ring my doorbell. Ryan Reynolds just has to try to sell me something at my doorstep, and he's coming in my house.
He's got plenty to sell you: tequila, mobile plans,
F1 cars.
Yep.
Yeah, he's everywhere. A soccer team.
A soccer team.
Yeah.
He's got stuff to sell you. So.
Everywhere.
Well, everybody, we're doing our top 5 things that we watched this year, movies and television. We're combining it into one like we did last year. It just makes it easier. Also, we'll be here for 4 hours because we like to talk about everybody's picks as we go through. My number 5 is a tie. It is Only Murders in the Building / The Penguin, because I like them both for about the same for different reasons. And the chemistry in Only Murders this season between Steve Martin, oh my God, I'm blanking on everybody's names today.
Martin
my God.
Martin Short.
the Steve Martin and Jim's dad. God, I can't believe I'm forgetting Jim's dad's name. But Martin Short, Zach Galifianakis are also very, very good together. It's on the tip of my tongue too. And then I really liked the chemistry with all the actors and their doppelgangers. And then the Penguin, like it was just very, very good. The end of the Penguin did something that no show has ever really done, that had an anti-hero to the point where it made me, spoiler alert if you haven't finished, mild spoiler alert if you haven't finished the Penguin, but it reminded you that this is not a good guy. This is an awful human being that you're rooting for. And they did such a good job of that gut punch at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for me to pick between those two.
Well, Penguin was my number one. I'll throw it because I have so many. Also mentions. I can swap it out. Penguin is my number one. I freaking love that show, and I love that he's a great villain. He's just a great villain. And they like to make a good hero, you need a good villain, and they are going for it. Like, at the end, that thing that happens, I was shocked. I was 100% taken aback. I did not see it coming, and it was so good. The show is so good.
What's up,
Amelia? What's up? How you doing?
Man, I travel over the pond. She's in Monaco right now, I believe. She's a student there. And she worked with us at the con. What's up, Amelia?
Yeah, she roasted us the entire weekend we were there.
She's fun and mean. My favorite.
Pretty low hanging fruit, though.
Yeah.
Very low hanging fruit. True.
Max, what's your number 5?
All right, my number 5 is all right. I'll switch it up here. I'm gonna go with "Not Like Us" by Kendrick Lamar. The song is great, but like everything that happened around it is even better. So like as a cultural phenomenon sort of thing, I'm putting "Not Like Us" up for my number 5. One of the 5 best things that happened in 2024. Wow, what a roller coaster ride we were on.
It fits because the music video is also now I wish I had put Houdini on there because that was one of my top 5 moments of the year. But man, Not Like Us, what a fun ride that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I cannot wait for the Super Bowl when he performs it live.
Oh my God, the NFL, like, just you see how these executives are always learning the wrong lesson. Like it is just so crazy to me when you get these 10 dudes in a room that decide to do things like, oh man, this song "Not Like Us" is taking off like wildfire. Let's like, oh, look at all our players, they're not like us, they're so exceptional, they're such wonderful athletes, they're not like us.
Yeah, it's about pedophilia.
So they're playing the song in a commercial. Luckily, this only happened for like 2 weeks.
No. At least the song is
not like us, and it is anti-pedophilia. But the ones that are not like us, the ones that are song about, are the pedophiles.
Yeah, it's like cool. What are you trying to say here with this track, specifically aimed at a particular demographic of people?
What's up, Scottish geek guy? How you doing?
Can anyone do a Scottish accent?
No, not without butchering it.
Not for you guys.
And and you immediately lose him as a listener.
It's like, well, we're not doing that again.
Like the attempt.
Hi, Justin.
My number 5 was Abigail, only because I felt like it was like a D&D movie. You know what I mean? I felt like I was in a campaign fighting a vampire. Like it just was fun. Like I don't know, I just really enjoyed it.
But then, like Abigail too is like, she's not like great. Obviously, she's a vampire, but like none of the people in there are nice people. So
I agree. Yeah, I was totally fine. In the first 5 minutes, I was like, yeah, you can kill all these people. Like I'm pretty okay with most of them dying. It was pretty hard. All right.
Yeah, I surprised. Yeah, my guy. I was surprised I liked Abigail. That was a solid pick.
I too am surprised you liked Abigail. Awesome.
I had Abigail at number
scary.
2. I'm gonna switch it out because I also really liked Abigail. What a good movie. And it was nice to see the lead from Scream in it too. After everything that happened, see her get to bounce back. But I love that cast. What a fantastic group of people.
Mm-hmm. Agree. Totally agree.
Yeah, no, I dug it. Yeah, solid,
Where you at,
solid
Peter?
like B-level flick.
Let's see. I didn't order them as always, and I just realized that one of my picks was actually 2023. So I'm just, I might put Twisters back in my top 5 because I got it. My 2023 pick that I just was like, maybe I should check, was actually a Liam Neeson movie called In the Land of Saints and Sinners, which is like his best. I think it's the best Liam Neeson movie we've had in a long time. It was like you're expecting a Liam Neeson programmer where he's like, where's my wife? I'm American. But A, he gets to be Irish, I think, in this one. So it's wonderful to not see him struggle with that. And B, it's actually a genuinely awesome movie, which I also watched on a plane. But I'm going to go with that as, even though it's 2023, it's the sleeper hit that you're going to watch and you're going to be like, oh, wow, I just watched a fantastic movie.
I bet you it's the accent. It's like, hey, if we just make him Irish, if he was Irish in all of his movies, they would have been like 15% better. Like if he didn't have to try to be American.
Scottish Geek Guy says Abigail was solid, a bit of an underwhelming ending, but
That's fair.
Good film. Dan Stevens can do no wrong. I like Dan Stevens also.
A good wee film. Read the quote, bro.
Oh, sorry.
He's Scottish. He says wee. He means little.
All right, Mike, what do you got?
My number 5 I actually saw pretty early in the year. It was Love Lies Bleeding. It's the surreal, like weird crime thriller about female bodybuilders with Kristen Stewart and Katie O'Brien. Katie O'Brien, who I'm like, I want to see her in more lead material because like she got her start in she's been around for a couple of years now. She was in Ant-Man and the Wasp as one of the quantum folk, I guess, and then she was like in some Star Wars stuff, I think. But like she's like the second build person on this movie, and she like carries the movie, like figuratively, literally, because she is ripped up like all hell. It's Ed Harris is in it, and I didn't recognize him at first because he takes a turn in this movie, and it's really weird, and it could venture into that territory of like what the person was mentioning earlier, the ending perhaps being just a little too much for some people, but I dug it. It's styled well. Kristen Stewart, I think this is some of her best work in quite a few years. Yeah, just all around, and also good use of Dave Franco in that minimal, and when he's on screen, he's an asshole you hope gets their comeuppance. So great use of a Franco.
I love Dave Franco though.
Yeah,
he's my favorite.
Yeah.
I like him in
I mean, like
Neighbors. He was so funny in Neighbors.
Is that like, I have one sister, so therefore my sister is my favorite sister. Like there's only like one Franco you're allowed to like, right? Like that's.
So random movie fact: Katie O'Brien and I went to the same college at the same time, and we were like in the same like. She did martial arts in the same building. You know what I mean? Like so, cool. Like yeah. So we have a lot of Facebook adjacent friends. I don't know her. She doesn't know me, but like it's just random.
I mean, that's a way better humble brag than what I got. I went to the same college as Logan Paul. Fuck me.
Oh, wow. that's the reverse. You're just like somebody's like, oh, what college did you go to? You're like this one. It's like, didn't Logan Paul go there?
Yeah,
dope.
I think to be fair, I think I was I'm a couple years older than he is. I think we're all a couple years older than he is, so I wasn't there long.
My number 4 was from season 3. I loved it so much. Justin,
what shows this?
From
Oh,
in Monroe. In Monroe, we were doing panel, and after the panel or before the panel, we were just randomly talking, and I mentioned that Lost was my favorite show, and somebody there was like, you got to check out From. It's very similar, and it's a horror version of that. So I Justin checked it out, and Justin's like, dude, this show is really, really good. So then I jumped on it, and I binged it. I'm further in the show than Justin is. But it's really solid. Really, really solid.
For sure. I love season 1, season 2. I'm sure season 3 is great. So I'm excited to see it. Mm-hmm.
My only critique from season 3 is that when they renewed it for season 4, I wish they had renewed it for seasons 4 and 5 and just announced that 5 was last season. But they only announced it for season 4 with no end game. I do want them to kind of mention that sooner than later, but it's fine.
Hey,
right
but make sure you watch season 4 so that way they get to season 5. They're still dangling that like, we can cut you off at any time. Better get the numbers up. My number 4 is going to go to Transformers 1. This was one of my bigger surprise movies. Like they did, I hate trailers, but they did a great job with their trailers in making me think I was going to hate this movie. Because when I went and saw it and I loved it, it had gained so much more in my heart just because like it surpassed my biases and my prejudices. Transformers 1 is a solid flick. I mean, it's not even great; it's just good. But I was so surprised by how good it was that it seems even better in my head. But it's definitely a fun watch, and a lot of people slept on it, I think. But it is a good, solid flick, and it's a good Transformers movie, and I really, really dug it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give my number 4, Transformers 1.
Yeah, when I saw the first trailer for that, I'm like, this looks like bad video games. Like everything just about it seemed like a bad video game cutscene. And I also was extremely pleasantly surprised. The voice acting was done really well. The story was really, really good. So kudos, guys. Kudos. You made second favorite Transformers movie for me. Bumblebee still my favorite, but they're close.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I do appreciate the pivot Max made. Max went from like, this is gonna suck, we all know it's gonna suck, to I love it. Like it was a fun like transition over a couple of weeks.
It's proof that when Max sits down to watch a movie, he doesn't like, he may have some thoughts, but he kind of lets it go and it watches the movie for what it is. And this movie really does prove that, Max's biases aside, like he still gave the movie the benefit of the doubt and ended up liking it.
Oh, I didn't. And that's the other thing. I didn't. My wife bought the tickets. Like I didn't tell her not to, so she just assumed that I would want to go. And then I could, after she bought them and was so proud of herself, like, hey, look what I did. I bought us tickets to this movie that you definitely want to see. I couldn't be like, oh, So yeah, I wasn't even gonna go. She dragged me there, and I'm so glad that it happened. Like, yeah, it was. Oh man, me and Scottish Geek guy. Like I'm
You guys like this?
Scottish. Yeah, man. Me and Scottish Geek guy. I'm not, like, he's my new best friend, other than Peter. It's me, Peter.
A lot of new friends, yeah.
And then Scottish Geek guy.
Fair.
But yeah, no, Transformers 1. Check it out.
You guys hear that? I've known the man for 34 years, and I've just got bumped to number 4 or 5 on that list.
Oh,
wow!
You're not even on the list.
Like that.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm not even on the list.
Dang!
But everyone here transcends the list.
We'd all been fired and canceled if somebody did that.
She's talking about Cohen. Yeah. That's funny. Sorry, she pivoted me. X-Men 97. I'm sure I'm gonna nuke someone's list here.
Ooh, how did I forget that came out this year?
I purposely left it off. I knew somebody was gonna put it on their list because that would totally be on my list. Oh my god!
I was about to do that with Penguin, but I was like, Penguin is too good. I have to mention it. But
go ahead and talk about it, Justin.
It's one of my favorite animations of the year for sure. Or just things that were created. Like it makes you care about Gambit, makes you care about Magneto. Like it has a whole thing. It transitions very well from the original show to like the precursor to this show, and it was a lot of fun. I don't know. What do you guys think? Obviously, hit some heartstrings here. You guys.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead, Max.
I've never been a Gambit fan, and yeah, this show made me like Gambit. In a moment they gave it to him, and I was like, okay, I see now. I'm with it. But the X-Men 97 was so dope. They're like such a solid just fun time. Yeah, it took me right back to Saturday morning bowls of cereal and Saturday morning cartoons, and it is awesome. I agree, definitely worthy of the list. I can't believe I forgot it came out last year.
It's okay. I'll talk
It's
about
all
it
good.
later.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh,
What do you got, Peter?
Sorry. Well, first of all, I had my own rules once again, where I was like, I'm not including second seasons or third seasons. It's only things that came out fresh in 2024. But I always have these rules that nobody tells me about, and I use. So I'm going to go with another popcorn fare. I'm going to say Fall Guy.
Oh my God, I watched that recently with the boy. Oh my God, it was so good.
I watched Fall Guy. Damn, I gave away my number 3. I was going out, by the alphabet. Like, what do I like? Let's start with F.
Fuck.
Fall Guy. It was just such a love letter to Hollywood, to movie making. I love Ryan Gosling. He's so charming. Emily Blunt. I can't talk about her in public. That's just for me. No.
The cease and desist order says I'm not allowed to.
John Krasinski to a duel. But it just had so much charm, so fun. It was everything a movie should be. I saw it in theaters, and I just came out like loving movies even more. So
yeah, I wish I'd seen it in theaters, man. And Ryan Gosling is up there with Glenn Powell. Like, they are just.
We don't need to talk about this.
Don't make them choose, man.
Ryan Gosling doesn't do it for me. I'm like, he's a good actor. I don't know. He just doesn't do it for me.
He should have won. I'm just gonna say
I'm not
it.
hating on it though.
He should have won the Oscar for Barbie. Just saying.
He is enough, but it's
Nope.
X-Men 97 was brilliant. Even bought the soundtrack on vinyl and reviewed on my channel, Top Tier Marvel. We're going to subscribe and check you out later, Scottish Geek Guy.
Cool.
For sure.
All right. My new 4 is The Substance.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet.
You won't like it.
It's a trip. Yeah, you won't like it, Max, but it's a trip and a half. Okay. I really did kind of like it. Demi Moore, like, I haven't decided my Oscar prediction type thing yet, but I'm kind of hoping she's definitely in the running for that, because she won for that, right? At the Golden Globes this year.
Yeah, and what's wild is that was the first time she ever won anything.
Yeah.
That blew my mind. I always assumed she won for like G.I. Jane or Few Good Men.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been nominated probably quite a few times, but yeah. That I mean, what a turn for her. I really, really liked her. And there's a scene like she's up fixing her makeup in the mirror. I'm sure everyone's talked about the scene to death who has seen the movie, but like she's fixing her makeup in the mirror and is just constantly like frustrated with her image and everything like that. Is just constantly like redoing it over and over, like violently. And I was in awe. And I was in awe of what's her name? Margaret Qualley, Andy McDowell's daughter, right? She was really good in it too. And I'm not going to give away, too much detail about the film itself. I've heard people complain that like, oh, it's really kind of playing broad, right? Like it's not being subtle with its message. I'm like, no. I mean, so it's fun. It's entertaining. It's gross.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I mean, the only drawback I think, and this isn't a slight against the performance, is that I heard Ray Liotta was originally supposed to be the Dennis Quaid character in it. And I was like, oh, Dennis Quaid is doing good work in the movie. It's probably one of his more like exaggerated performances in his career, but it works. But I can't help but wonder what Liotta would have done had he not passed away. So
yeah, it would have been a totally different vibe.
And it would be better than whatever Randy Quaid would do. So
yeah.
Friend of the podcast,
friend of the show, Randy Quaid.
My number 3 is a movie that I watched recently, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And my heart goes out to Aubrey Plaza, My Old Ass. The movie was so good. I had so much fun watching it. Such an amazing story. I went into it expecting one thing because she gets stoned and then she gets to see her future self. So obviously I brought expectations into that. Like, okay, this is going to be some kind of a stoner comedy or some kind of raunchy comedy, but it is not. It is a love story, slice of life, very, very well done and well told. I think this is going to be my big sick of this year. Like, I think I'm going to watch this movie quite a bit, and I'm very happy that I checked it out on a whim.
Nice.
All right. I know everyone was chomping at the bit, wondering when I was going to get into the anime. For my number 3, here we go. Solo Leveling.
Ooh, that was my number 2. I'm
Solo
cool with it
Leveling.
though. I really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, the show is dope. The show is dope. It's doing a thing that's been done, but it's doing it very, very well. Season 2 just started up, but the season 1 of Solo Leveling is, the art is great, the story is okay, and that's all it needs to be. Soundtrack is good. It's a dope show. Solo Leveling is a lot of fun, so you can check that out. And season 2, I think episode 2 is going up like tomorrow or early next week.
And that was a part of the movie we saw too, right? That episode 2 was a part of that movie we saw.
Episode 1 and 2 was like, the back end of the movie that we watched, that movie that came out, the Solo Leveling Reawakened or something like that movie. So I was hoping they would release episodes 1 and 2 together because I've already seen them, but no such luck. I'm gonna have to wait with everyone else. No, I mean, it's still fun to go back and watch episode 1. It's still a solid episode, and the show again it's just very clean, very good art, and it's a lot of good action.
Yeah, agree. Cool. My number 3, Dune 2. I was expecting someone else to throw this out there.
All right.
But
now I gotta choose another number 1.
I'm just
get wrecked, Max.
Just keep nuking, Justin.
Dropping bombs. But no, I loved Dune 2. I loved Fade Ralpha. Like, Fade Ralpha was a goober in the books, but I really liked how the portrayal of him in the movie and things like that. Like, it was just a lot of fun. It really expanded upon what they did in the first movie, and I really, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed just the whole cinematic of it. I was very excited to hear about number 3. They're making a 3rd movie and stuff. But
yeah, I even liked the changes. Yeah, I thought the changes were done very well. You know, it's like, because you can't make that book into a movie. You know, like there's a lot of things you got to do, and I sometimes I'm like, why would you go this way? But that does not happen in Dune. It's awesome. I agree. You should totally say.
And the ink blots for the move for that one planet, I forget. I don't know. I'm
yes,
that was super cool. Cool choice.
Yes. Shady. No.
It's the
I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it's all good.
The Harkonnen
home planet. Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, this is where Blacksmith and I will fall out. I really did not like Dune 2. Got my first troll on YouTube.
That's all right.
Nice knowing you, Scottish geek guy.
I mean, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. No, so that's but I really love Dune. I mean, I love the book. I love the first 2 or 3 Dune books. So yeah, this is just a lovely adaptation, and I'm down for it.
I agree. Cool. We got Peter.
We got the Fs. We're sticking with the Fs. We're gonna do Fallout. Fallout is one.
Oh my god, I'm so surprised.
Fallout is like, all right, I've never played the games. I'm not a video game guy. But was it Jonah Nolan and Lisa Joy? They like know how to speak to me through their world building and through their visuals. And I watched that, and it's got that perfect blend of absurdity, drama, action, and humor, where I was like, I mean, I think that was the last show I really binged, and I could not wait for more. And as a writer, I was like, I just want to write on this, but also I want to watch it. And also I love the girl from Yellow Jackets. I forget her name. I think she's so talented. And I have a little crush on her, but let's just say talent is the more important thing. I can't wait for that show to keep going. It's like one of those ones where I'm like, oh, Amazon actually really hit it on this. And, it's like, I heard that people who like the game also like this? Because there were times
Yeah.
where I was like, oh, this is, must be game stuff.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, I don't know if it works story wise, but it just did. I think it did something for everybody. So
Yeah,
I kind of love.
retelling.
I love.
Yeah,
It's good.
I love.
I love. Period.
I love Lamp.
Oh my god, it was so good.
Walton Goggins.
Yep,
Walton
that's-
Goggins is
he's the perfect. He's been. I mean, I've been like. I loved him in The Shield when he was,
Mhm.
he was the best bad guy, good guy turned bad guy, best friend, foil, justified.
Yeah.
Like you watch.
I never watched The Shield, but yeah, Justified.
Oh, The Shield's
it's not a
amazing.
good show.
The Shield is like prime golden age TV. And
Yeah.
I never got down with The Shield.
That
And there you
escalated
go.
quickly.
That's all said.
I saw that.
No, the past couple of years, it's been kind of. Can we call this the Goggins-sance? Since we had the McConaissance a couple of years prior, now it's the Goggins-sance because he has gotten the spotlight quite a few times the past few years. So this and he's on.
It's
Righteous Gemstones and.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
you're right.
Things like that,
and
like-
Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man. For that one, yeah. I've done stuff better than
Again, they
Ant-Man.
can't all be winners,
Yeah. No,
There's
he's
always
good in
stuff you
Ant-Man.
don't say. Yeah.
That's the whole deal. He's never. I've never seen him really be bad in
Right.
anything. So it's like, but I'm
Yeah.
glad that he's getting
Yeah,
more
it's-
centralized work. Like he is the focal point for these projects now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And yeah, I think her name's Ella Purnell was
It's
the-
not a good show. Oh, sorry, Mike. I keep on interrupting you. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all cool.
All right, Mike, what do you got?
Oh, it's my
he's good in everything.
This is kind of as a little bit outside of regular movies and TV, but this past year there were two things that I really enjoyed watching on YouTube. One was this project by this channel called Late Night .99. They do a bunch of like indie short films and things like that. I think they're primarily I might be messing this up. They might be New Zealand based, but they kind of diversify their work. Like they did like some serious drama stuff, some horror stuff. They did a Wolverine fan film in black and white that's actually like pretty awesome. But they did this project where they had a bunch of like filmmakers from all over the world kind of collaborate together to do this project called Marana, which is about like the last 24 hours on Earth. Like cataclysm's about to happen, and here's all the different stories that are taking place in the last 24 hours on Earth or something like that. So you just get this anthology of different films being collaborated into one kind of mega feature that spans, I think, like 5 separate 1-hour videos, I believe. It's been a while since I've watched the full thing, but that was pretty cool to kind of follow and see all the different stylistic choices and visions that people had. And, you know, it varies. Some stories are quieter than others. Some are really bombastic and energetic, and then some are just out there. But it works for what it is. And then the internet filmmaker Joel Haver, he did this challenge for himself. He usually does like short videos, short films every week. That's kind of been his rhythm for the past few years. But this year he was like, nope, I'm going to focus all my energy into making 12 feature-length films for the full year. And he met his quota. He got 12 feature-length films out there, and they again vary in different styles. He has comedies, he's got romances, he's got crime dramas, he's got like documentary stuff.
12 movies in a year.
Yep. I mean, they're not like big mega blockbuster type stuff, obviously.
Well, no, but that's still like a lot of work to do. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
He did a 2-hour-long stop motion animation film with somebody.
like that just takes an ungodly amount of time to do. Like the thing about stop motion is like you stop, like do the thing, stop, set everything up again, stop, like it. Oh my god, I'm impressed. That's impressive.
And if you've been on the channel with me for a while now, you kind of know like he's one of the big inspirations that keeps me going on the site, which helped me kind of refocus my direction to being like, you know what, I'm just gonna film what I film and try to make narratives or, you know, stream of consciousness type of video essays or things like that, because his style definitely spoke to me when I first saw it. And every year, like, he challenges people out in the filmmaking community, whether you're a professional, whether you're an indie filmmaker, whether you're just someone who does it for fun, like, go make your own film instead of watching the Oscars. Go out for those 3 hours and make a movie for yourself, and I'll post it, or I'll, share it with everyone. And so, like, that was a kind of a cool project to set out for himself. And I'm kind of like, man, I really want to challenge myself with that too. If only I had resources and time to do it. But that's the thing. His resources aren't that elaborate either. He does budget breakdowns, and it's like, it's a lot of Airbnb stuff. Like, so.
Very nice. My number 2 is, and this one was on my list pretty early on. If you guys, everybody knows that I'm a Planet of the Apes fan. I have not seen the Tim Burton movie, kind of by choice, but Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes really struck me because this takes place, I think, 30 years after, or not 30 years, I'm sorry, like centuries after Caesar's passed and gone, and his teachings, his gospel, quote unquote. I like the religious allegory of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes a lot, because obviously Caesar's words have been construed to fit certain narratives of people in power, and I just like how they handled it in this movie. I thought they did such a good job following up the Planet of the Apes trilogy from a few years back, and oh my God, I had so much fun watching this movie. Again, the story really hit.
Almost as if there's a parallel going on in the real world.
Exactly. Like it was not subtle with its messaging, but I liked the message of the film.
No, it was good. It was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dope.
Yeah, I never got on with the Planet.
I gotta say,
I watched the first one, I think.
It was fun to have like an actual like mwahaha kind of villainous ape.
Yeah.
The ones in the circus one, they were like, obviously really extreme. Like, we have to do this for our own preservation and protection, kind of diluted in that perspective. This one, it was just like, I'm on top in this world because I had everyone, interpret Caesar's word as meaning this, so I'm gonna keep it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, good turn for that ape,
Pretty
villainous
dope.
ape.
More for me is good. My number 2 is, I'm just gonna throw like 3 things out here right now. My number 2 is going to Wonka, Kung Fu Panda 4, and The Wild Robot. I feel like they all got the same level of enjoyment. They're completely different things. They're all completely different things, but I was the same level of entertained by them. And they also were movies that I was not too excited to go see before I saw it. The Wild Robot I'd barely even heard of before I went and saw it. Wonka, I was not going to go see, but my wife wanted to see it because she loves Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So I went to see that, and I had a great time. Chalamet did an all right.
I liked Wonka too. Yeah.
It was just fun, and you can see it, and also Wonka is a prequel, which I hate. So like that's speaking more power to it. And Kung Fu Panda 4. Kung Fu Panda is doing the Toy Story thing, where you're just like, okay, I like the last one. Like, where are they gonna go with this one? I'm probably not gonna like this one. Like how have they strung this out over X movies? And yeah, I dug it. Like it was just solid. It was. I don't like Awkwafina. I'm not a fan of hers.
I do like her.
She doesn't ruin it for me. I liked her in that John Cena movie. The Lottery. I liked her.
Did you watch that? You watched that? That was awesome. Yeah. So much fun.
Yeah. Oh man, it was so good. Yeah, that's another honorable mention on here. Freaking Kung Fu Panda 4. I love the Kung Fu Panda movies. I'm all about Kung Fu and I'm all about animation. So Kung Fu Panda kind of is just right there in my heart. And they've just always been solid. I love Jack Black does a great job. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So all those 3 things, Wonka, Kung Fu Panda 4, and The Wild Robot. And The Wild Robot is dope. Like animals, it is like the truest depiction of animals I've seen in like a cartoon or anything like that. They're like, yeah,
stuff about it.
People are gonna die. Things are going to die. This happens. Like
Mhm.
like their view on death and the circle of life and all that is really really good in that movie. So yeah, check it out. It's all right.
But they don't break out into song about
all
the
right.
circle of life, do they?
No,
Okay.
they don't get all pretentious and break out into song and freaking dance numbers across the plains. Okay, like they keep it real.
Everything the light touches isn't their kingdom.
But you know, like everything
Just
the light
checking.
touches, he's like, okay, well, what about that dark spot over there? I want that too. Like,
That's the elephant.
I
in the
enjoy
room,
but like
shade.
everything the light touches.
What about at night when the light's not touching anything?
Did you think about that, huh?
We just
Dad,
lose power.
a wise one.
All right, Justin, what do you got?
What do you got, Justin?
Number 2. So I had Solo Leveling, so this is a pivot. This is just an honorable mention for me. Oddity. I liked Oddity a lot. It was meant to be a horror movie. Like, you under the impression of like some occult thing going on in a house after a murder. There's some surprises and some twists and stuff, but it's just a fun little horror movie that I think folks would enjoy if they enjoy horror. Max, I don't think it would scare you, but I don't know if it would interest you. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if it'd be for you, but it was a good time. I liked it.
Yeah,
It's not scary
I
at
can
all.
leave it. No, that's all right. Good. I hope more people like it.
We got Peter.
All right.
It's you.
I'm gonna go with number 2 as Nobody Wants This, the Netflix show, formerly known as Shiksa. I loved it. I was really not looking forward to it. I'd read, like some negative articles about it, and it comes from, this nepotism family, and I'm like, oh, this, all my like my anger and jealousy just raged out. And then a few people, like I think 3 people tell me I had to watch it, and when 3 people tell me, 3 people I trust and have some respect for tell me something, I follow through, and I binged that so fast. You got Adam Brody as the hot rabbi, and Kristen Bell is phenomenal. And it's just, it's a very LA show and about Jews and Judaism, and it's just really funny too. So that's going to be my number 2, and I can't wait for season 2.
Sweet.
All right.
Also,
I need to watch that.
Hoof it over and start watching.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
Yeah, it's in my queue. I definitely need to start things. Everyone keeps recommending like really high caliber stuff when I finally see it, but I just keep adding to that watch list. But it's up there.
Yes, the watch list grows and grows, and it's like it feels like exponentially.
Nothing ever gets watched.
No.
But I've been hearing good stuff about that too from people, so I'll definitely give it a watch. Oh, is it me again?
What's your number 4, Mike? Yep.
2.
Number 4, number 2.
number 2.
It's another tie. This next, 2 placements are going to be ties. It's between Long Legs and Dune Part 2. I'll start with Long Legs just because I got to give my boy Nick Cage his flowers for the year. Because it's what you expect in a really out of control Nick Cage performance, except it fits well within the world of that movie that he is this bizarre of a character. And I don't know, like the shock value or the jump scariness of the movie doesn't really affect me too much consistently anymore since I've watched the film over and over for the, since it came out on Blu-ray or since I saw it previous. But it still has great mood to it. It's still unnerving and creepy. And I think her name's Maika Monroe, the lead actress in it. She's really good. But yeah, Cage with his whole whatever he does and him singing like just random spots in the movie, and the makeup is haggard and gaunt and scary. So I like.
He was a creepy iteration of Nick Cage. He was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I and again, it's a thing where the same thing I said with Ed Harris, where I just forgot I was watching Nick Cage at a certain point. I'm like, okay, this is a weird character. And yeah, Dune 2, you already talked about a lot of stuff. And yeah, Max, the idea of you can't translate everything as directly as you would probably prefer in the books. Dune Prophecy almost got on this list, but it was too short of a season for me.
Yeah.
And also, I think they're trying for something a little bit more daring, which is take the not as well received, let's say, material from Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson and try to make that work as its own narrative while also being a prequel to the movies, which everyone seems to really enjoy, except for the most part, except for Scottish Geek Guy. But yeah, Dune 2 was fun. I had a blast with it. And I love that Austin Butler was basically doing a Stellan Skarsgård impersonation to his face.
Agreed.
Nice.
For sure.
All right, so my number one, I'm going to talk about a couple honorable mentions instead of talking about my number one because I've talked about my number one for the past 5 weeks and everybody's sick of it. I'm
I
sure.
can guess it just immediately.
My number one is obviously
What is
Wicked.
it?
It's obviously Wicked.
Oh.
But
Oh,
honorable mentions.
Yeah, wow.
Smile 2 truly terrified me in the theaters. I love this franchise. It does horror very, very well. And I love watching horror movies with Max because he will nervous laugh during like parts of the movie that are terrifying, and then people in the theater will start laughing at Max's nervous laughter. It's just a fun experience to see a horror movie with Max. And
Okay.
the other honorable mention I want to mention, since Max and I are the only two people that love this movie, which was The Joker 2. I love it. And I was talking on the Scene Snobs, Horror Research 30. We were talking about physical media. And you know,
call it by its proper name.
I can't
Only
say
I
it.
do.
Thank you, Max. We were talking on the Scene Snobs about, or Horror Research 30 about physical media. And, you know, Zaslav is a guy who's known to throw things away and then never release them again. And I feel like The Joker 2 could be that. So I need to make sure I grab myself a copy of it because I love that movie a lot.
Yeah.
I liked it. It's just, like my main complaint was it just feels long. But I still don't understand how people hate it as much as they do. Like I don't know why it's getting so low of like scores and like everyone's like vibe is just terrible about that movie. I don't understand that. But like
Expectations. People expected a different movie and they just weren't ready to watch that.
I didn't like it either. I did not enjoy Joker.
I didn't loathe it. Well, Max and I, we went over this on a Chat Cave episode, but I'm just kind of like, I like the ideas it was wanting to tackle. I just don't think Todd Phillips is that interesting of a filmmaker to make those ideas work. So that was my main thing.
And I get that, you know, like I you know, people talk to me about why they don't like the movie, and I can't argue with you. You know, it's like it's totally reasonable complaints, you know, or you know, notes or whatever you want to call it, like that. But just the vitriol, you know, like the seething hatred of this movie.
Yeah,
like,
fair.
Don't understand that.
Totally fair.
Dude, as I'm learning by posting shorts online, is that DC fans are nuts.
Mm-hmm. You think?
They are. Like, I don't get more hate than when I post something about DC. Whether I could post something super positive, I'll get people saying, "Why do you like this? Zack Snyder rules." I could post something mildly negative about DC and then get yelled at for that. So there is no winning when it comes to DC. Like, it just, you're wrong.
I'm sure your thoughts on the new Superman trailer went over like gangbusters.
Oh my god, dude!
The poster thing got a lot of good reviews.
Nobody had a problem at all.
Henry Cavill's my Superman.
Totally
Henry Cavill.
Oh my gosh.
DC, Zack Snyder was robbed. I'm not watching this piece of crap. James Gunn sucks. Are you sure James Gunn sucks?
No one's robbing anyone of anything. Zack Snyder's making Netflix movie. He's totally okay. He's making
fine.
What's
Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon Rising or something. Yeah.
Whatever happened. Like, Snyder made movies. It didn't
move
go
on
whatever way it was supposed to. Right. But like the things are done.
Yep.
Like. And I don't know. Maybe it's the gift of age, you know, because I'm just an old man now. But like, you know, I'm like, why? This is a whole other thing. Just go watch that thing and see if you like it, like for its own merits. I went to like 5 what I thought were going to be bad movies this year, and I had my mind blown, you know, and I gave them all credit today. It's just go check it out. Just go check it out. Why are you so mad?
Go in open-minded. If you don't like it, that's okay. But like, don't like it for the right reasons.
But yeah, don't like it because it's bad. Don't not like it because like somebody's black in the movie. Like don't not like it because somebody's a woman in the movie. Okay, like that.
Oh my
Those are
God,
not
that
reasons
too.
to not like something.
So what was your number one, Jason?
It was wicked. Oh my God, I'll talk about it for a second, but it is just. I absolutely love the experience. My daughter and I were door dashing the other day, and I let her control the radio when she comes with me. It's how we spend time together lately. And we were listening to the Wicked soundtrack, and I loved listening to the Wicked soundtrack. The only problem with the Wicked soundtrack and musicals in general is you can't listen to them loud. So she would listen to her One Direction song, and then up next to it would be Ariana Grande singing at the pitches that she was singing, and does not work in loud, like blasting circumstances. But the it's perfect in my eyes. It's so good. I cannot wait for the second one. All right, Max.
I don't get to see Wicked.
I know. That's a shame, Max. You asked your wife if you could join her, and she told you no, go see a movie with Justin instead.
Oh, was that Solo Leveling? Was that why we went to Solo Leveling? That's funny.
Oh yeah. Because I was also supposed to take Tony, but he declined because he did not get enough advance notice. Not that he was doing anything, but like you need to tell him.
I respect his time management.
Guys,
hey, again, like I said, I just missed the window.
It's an appointment. You got to make an appointment.
Where's that support for the Craven movie, guys? You should have gone to the Craven movie.
That's true. God, that's true.
Craven was Craven your box office.
Oh, he definitely was Craven my box office. Craven did worse than Madam Web.
Yeah.
Oh no! How did we get?
All right, Justin, what's your number one?
I actually wanted to see Craven, and I missed it. But
we haven't gotten to Max's number one yet. Max, what's your number one?
Oh, do I get to have one?
Not today.
No, Free Ren, the anime is called Free Ren. It's about an elf who was in the party that saved the world, and this is her adventures after the big event happened. So it's a weirdly paced show, and I really dig it. It's slow. And it's not really it's got action, and the action is very well animated, but it's not a lot. It's sort of like a Tarantino film where like the action is very short and violent, and then they move on. Like,
is that because she's already super powerful? If she already was able to do the big bad event or whatever, if it's post that, is it just her handling fame?
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's OP, and also like being an elf makes her OP regardless. But like, what I enjoy is that like they're kind of following her pace, so like years will go by in an episode, and it's because like to her this is how it is. Like you're experiencing more her kind of time, and everything is like I think the story is kind of slowing down as you go because like everyone's getting more interesting and the more interesting things are happening, and she in her journey with these people is experiencing slower time because of their experience, which I really dig. So it's still your basic fantasy anime. It's got the party, there's a fighter, there's a mage, and a cleric. But it's very well done, and I really like the pacing and the story. And it is blissfully rid of shitty, pervy anime tropes. Is the one thing I freaking love about that show. There's no pervy moment where I'm gotta be like, come on, man, like why are people animating this? I am so happy that there is just one thing where there's no like hyper sexy for no reason chick standing like this for no reason, just come on, guys, like let's grow up.
Awesome.
But so it doesn't have that. There's no bad feeling about that show. So that's it gets my number one.
Nope.
All right, Justin.
My number one is TV show Shogun. I think I talked about it a couple times this year. I love Shogun. Please go see Shogun if you haven't seen it. It's awesome.
Yes, totally worth the watch.
Such a good time.
In the watch list. Yep.
Yeah.
It cleaned up at the Golden
Yeah,
Globes.
yeah,
It
they-
won
so good.
everything.
I love that
really,
dude.
really liked it.
The dude who plays the Shogun.
Dude, he's incredible.
He's
I don't remember his
so-
name up,
yeah,
but
he's
he's
so good.
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's in The Last Samurai. He's in a bunch of other stuff.
It's the guy who played Scorpion, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Yes.
Super good. Very, very good. Peter, are we out of the Fs?
Oh.
Or are we still?
What?
Are we out of the Fs?
Are we out of S?
Number-
Oh,
Number one.
God, yes. I think we're all going to be very happy about my number one. And it took no thinking whatsoever to know exactly what my number one was, and that is the movie I saw on my birthday in theaters, Bad Boys 4.
Nice.
Oh my God.
I'm glad, man. I've heard good things about Bad Boys 4. I cannot wait to see it.
It is on Netflix. It has taken a lot of self-control to not watch it again thus far. I probably will. I might turn it on right now.
Peter, can we do like a watch party for Bad Boys 4 or something? Can I like FaceTime you when I watch Bad Boys 4?
If we can mute you,
He'll probably like Bad Boys 4.
You'll want the commentary. You'll want it.
Everyone who
It
gets
makes-
it
it
deserves
makes
it
your
in that
experience
movie.
You know what's wild?
No Cubans were harmed in the making of this movie.
I'm pretty sure the tomato score for Bad Boys goes 4.312. Like I think 4 has the best critical score.
Oh man.
But 3 is better than 1? Get the fuck out of here.
No,
lot of people
I mean,
like 3.
I'm not going to get into which.
No.
I'm not going to rate Bad Boys right now, but
Yeah.
because we're going to talk about Bad Boys 2.
Come
but
on, though. What
Bad
do you
Boys
put above 1?
Bad Boys 4 acknowledges the genre. It acknowledges everything you want it to, especially with Will Smith coming back. It acknowledges and gives winks to everything that you could hope for.
Peter.
That's all I'm going to say.
I've heard, dude, Peter, I've heard
Peter,
great
I
things.
love you, right? You know that.
I know I was on your list. I bumped Jason.
Peter, which Bad Boys do you put above 1 on your list of favorite Bad Boys movies? Which one?
Above
There's only
one?
right answer. Above 1. Which one do you like better than Bad Boys 1?
2 and 4.
Oh.
1 is up there. 1 is phenomenal, but 2 and 4 are better.
Oh, you hurt my soul.
Max and I are watching Bad Boys together. We just haven't been able to slot that time because I don't want to watch Bad Boys without Max. We've seen the other ones together, and I want to see this one with him.
Oh my goodness.
never
Thank you,
seen
Peter,
the
for
original?
sacrificing
Bad
your
Boys
number 1
1.
for this meme. It's so good.
Happy to do so.
Beautiful.
2 and 4. It's the third best one. Oh,
You know what? I'm
Oh.
sad because this picture means nothing to Max. This moment is just thrown
What are
out
you
the
talking
window.
about?
He just threw it away. He's like, "You're not even in my list anymore. Just go
How
away."
many random moments and pictures do you have over the course of your 34 years of friendship?
God.
Like, why is that the
34.
photo?
I was trying to see if I had one from when we were like 8, but I couldn't
Oh
find
my
one.
God. No, you love the childhood photos, but yeah. God. All right, Mike, Peter,
All right.
grade number 1, Bad Boys 4. Blech.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. What's yours, number 1, Mike?
It
I want to
is-
see it too.
It is a tie between, we mentioned already, X-Men 97. I'm not usually one for this. Let's bring back the old thing and see how it does. But this one, it's like you can do that just because it's animation. It picks up right where the original show left off while still kind of playing into the 90s nostalgia, but talking about contemporary themes and things like X-Men is prone to do, which is it's handled really well, I think. Characterization is off the charts. The animation, I thought, was a great kind of continuation of what worked in the original show, just updated for digital animation of the time. The voice cast, the returning ones, but also the people who had to replace, some actors, unfortunately, due to like them passing away. Like, I thought they did solid work. Episode 5, of course, is the highlight. My boy Nightcrawler gets representation, so sweet. And then my
That's
favorite.
my dog.
That's my dog. My favorite movie experience of the year was Furiosa because it was just the perfect day to watch that film. I just had a beach day with a girlfriend the day before, so we got to drive into New York City to go watch it at one of the Alamo Draft Houses, and I just love that theater now. I'm spoiled. I can't go to a regular theater anymore because Alamo Draft House, and they know what they're doing, and I love the atmosphere, but also the movie was just a solid, fun action movie with, again, great characterization, I felt, and worked really well, and made me a bigger fan of Anya Taylor-Joy. So
I like Anya Taylor-Joy. The
And-
menu was underrated.
Chris Hemsworth, of course, turning in wacky villain role that actually worked.
He was very fun. Yeah, he was very fun. For sure.
X-Men 97. I didn't talk about it earlier. I want to talk about it for a second. I've never cried watching an animated movie that I can remember. And I'm sitting there, and my girlfriend at the time walks in the house. I'm sitting there crying at the end of the big episode, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "This cartoon, it's just got me in the feels." And I started watching the original series in preparation for this, and I think the reason X-Men 97 works so well is because the original cartoon was truly ahead of its time. It was a serialized show that they threw on Saturday mornings, which is wild to me because serialization doesn't really work for kids because kids don't always have that set time. There was no DVR, so you had to be to fully be able to appreciate the story. You couldn't miss an episode because they all rolled right into the other. So to see it now, and all those themes are still very relevant, and they were able to pick back up. The story structure didn't have to change because that's where we're at right now with television. It blew my mind. Like Mike said, the voice acting was phenomenal, and I'd have this tied at my number one, but I knew somebody else was going to throw it on there, and I was blown away.
X-Men 97 is so good, so very well done. My two complaints are the giant M on Magneto. I just don't see it. Magneto is not a giant letter guy. He stands above that.
That's from the comics, so it's like
that's again, and that's nothing, right? And then a rogue, I feel like sounds old. You can hear the old lady in her voice, and that kind of but still very well done. But that's my only gripes about the show. It was just good.
It was just
Well, guys, those are our lists. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Peter, do you have anywhere people can find you online?
I think the whole thing is that you can't find me. That's what I've been working for. But I will send you links for LA help if anyone wants it. I will send out links that for resources. Anyone wants to donate, and
absolutely
pray for us, and keep watching movies, and be nice to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're seeing, and watch Bad Boys 4.
Peter, we need to do a Bad Boys marathon.
You don't have to twist my arm.
Together and do a Bad Boys marathon. That needs to happen. We'll do a full feature-length YouTube video. I really want that to happen. Jason, you and I definitely have to watch Bad Boys 4, and then we can do the Bad Boys marathon. But goodness sake,
Yes, we do.
Goodness sake, better than one.
That's what. Okay, so I watched a couple of those. When people do that type of stuff, we should do intermediate. We watched one. Here's my thoughts on one, and then we watch two, and then you know what I mean. Then we can mush it all together. We just film them after each one, and then you do a tier list. It'd be fun. We're gonna do a whole thing.
For that.
That's like an 8-hour
commitment.
commitment. The whole work shift.
And also either we've got to get Peter to Ohio or get Ohioans to California. It's
road trip. I'm down. My job is mobile. I can just sit in the back seat and work while somebody else drives. We're good. Road trip.
It's funny.
Passing the buck.
We're gonna make it happen. Make it happen.
Stay safe, Peter. Thanks for being here.
Everybody follow at youtube.com/MikeTV, and everybody out there have a great day.
See ya.
Recycle your
Secondary
droids.
droids.